Okay, so I think we are live. Hello, everybody on the 11 Plus journey. Hi. If you are watching us and you can hear us and you can see us, then can you please give this video a like or a comment and say hi? Ultimately, it's the way that I know that everybody is watching. Otherwise, we might just be talking to ourselves, and that's never great. So if you are watching us, then please give us a comment. If you're watching this on replay, give us a hashtag replay, because it allows both Sheena and I to come back and to comment on any of your comments and reply to anything. So it is always useful to just know that. So perfect. I think I can see that we are live and I think we are good. So unusually, for these just a minutes, it's not me running them because it's me in the interview chair this evening. So I'm going to hand over to Sheena because you're the interviewer for this evening.
Hi guys, so my name's Sheena Ager and I'm the author of the Cadwallader the Quest, the vocabulary novels and the supporting workbooks. You can see those behind me there. We've gone a bit poacher gamekeeper tonight because this is Gemma's show. And she's a brilliant interviewer. She interviewed me. I really enjoyed it. We're both Radio 4 fans, and that's what this show is based on. Just a minute. I've got my phone to wave at her, but we're not, if she's got lots to say, we'll let the buzzer go and she can carry on talking. So yeah, I'm really thrilled to be asking Gemma some questions about what she does and what the Education Hotel does. And yeah, shall we get started, Gemma?
All right.
So I'm going to use Gemma's slides and then I won't make a mistake.
Perfect. All right. So first question.
Oh, and Gemma, by the way, if I forget anything, just tell me off, okay?
I will do.
So Gemma, what is your product and who is it aimed at? And I'm just going to press start and wave my phone at you.
Perfect. Okay. So this is, again, it's a slightly unusual live because this is kind of the premiere, the first announcement of the fact that we will be releasing some resources, the Education Hotel. And we are due to release a planner for 11 plus year 5 parents. We get loads of comments in the 11 plus journey looking at how to do it, essentially going through year 5 and taking those exams. So we are releasing a full year planner. We're also releasing a GCSE full year planner. So that is for GCSE students, and again, it supports them throughout their revision. I've joined up with Saba, who runs this group, because she is also releasing a planner and a journal. For a journal, which is a term time journal, so 1 per term, for 11. Oh, I've overrun.
Keep going.
We're going to keep going. Yes. So her 11 plus journal is for students who are approaching 11 plus, and she's also got a journal, a planner for secondary school students, which focuses on how to revise, how to stay healthy, and how to have a healthy mindset.
Brilliant. And I think that's really needed because, like you say, we see so many people asking for planners and journals and what people did and how to do it. So that's really exciting. Brilliant news. Brilliant news. And look, do you know what, Gemma? I'm not going to wave this at you because it's annoying. And it is a little bit different tonight. So let's call it just 2 minutes or just 3 minutes. Anyway. So brilliant. That's fantastic to hear. Fantastic. So what problems do they solve and what's unique about them?
Okay, I'm still going to try and do it in a minute. So I think what makes it unique is, as far as we know, nobody is really releasing this type of product. So it is new. There doesn't seem to be an 11 plus planner out for parents, not a full year printed version, which is what will be released. And again, in the GCSE market, there doesn't seem to be quite so much to do with revision technique. I know that in Sabas, because we've been involved in kind of commenting on each other's, it's slightly unique because it's got both a parent's edge and it's got a tutor's edge. And of course, we're both admins in the 11 plus journey. So for both of those journals and planners that we'll be releasing, they've got that kind of three-pronged approach. And that allows us to be able to come at it from slightly different ways. So she's commented on mine and added some information. I've commented on hers and added some information. So both of them are kind of collaborations between us. And we're really excited to kind of bring them to light and show everybody what we've got.
That sounds great. The fact that it's a collaboration between tutor and parent, you know, so you're getting both sides of the coin. And I think really for something, I would have loved something for GCSE. When the kids did and the 11 plus. I mean, we didn't have any planners for the 11 plus, so it sounds really exciting. But I'll be looking forward to the GCSE one for Jude because he'll be doing his GCSEs in a couple of years. So brilliant! That sounds really exciting. So I mean, we've almost covered this, but let's go a bit deeper. How can your product help children, tutors, and parents? Because I know it would help me.
Yeah. So I think the kind of planners that the Education Hotel is doing, the year-long planners, and one is directed at parents, so that's our 11 plus one for year 5 parents, and then one is directed at children for the GCSE success one. So ultimately it helps them to be able to progress through, and ultimately we're saying often on the 11 plus journey, we talk about little and often, and we talk about what to start when and how to start with 10-minute tests, and it's all that stuff that people have been asking us essentially put down in a document. And it's got diary entries, and it's got for us, we've got motivational stories about students and parents, and how ultimately people have helped their children beforehand. We've got reading recommendations in there. We've got checklists in there so that everybody can keep up to date. And we're hoping that really more for parents, that they can stay on top of what is a big journey, the 11 plus journey, really. And it means that they can help their children as well, whether they're tutoring, whether they are doing it themselves, whether they're doing it group. Ultimately, everyone needs a bit of a plan.
Brilliant. So just to reiterate, the 11 plus is a year long plan, and that covers year 5.
That is year 5, yes.
Brilliant.
So the most important year is what we started with at the Education Hotel. So that is our year 5 parents planner.
That sounds really cool. Can't wait to see it, Gemma. Can't wait to see it. Is that me beeping?
I have no idea. It might be me, but I can't tell.
Sorry, guys, if you can hear a beep, I think it's actually the comments coming through. So forgive me if you can hear that. So, okay. Is it 11 plus specific, or does it cover a broader area? So are they 11 plus, and do they cover a broader area?
Okay, so we've got 2 that are 11 plus specific, and that is Saba's 11 plus journal, which is specifically for children to be able to document their journey, and it's filled with mindfulness techniques and like wow words, and we've got some practice in there for students who are kind of going through that journey to document. And the 11 plus planner for year 5 parents is 11 plus specific. But the other 2 that we're releasing, again, one of them Saba's releasing, one of them I am, is for older students who are entering secondary school, and then students who are doing GCSEs. So some of them are 11 plus specific, and then some of them go a lot wider.
Okay, so just a question for me. So the Education Hotel is doing the GCSE.
Yes.
And Saba's is going to cover children going into year 7.
Yes, so secondary school. Secondary school.
And they are, secondary school. And Saba's are for children, whereas yours are more for parents.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, brilliant. That sounds great. Okay, yeah. What other resources would you recommend?
Okay, I prepared this one, so I've got them beside me. Ultimately, I've run just a minute for months now. So ultimately, I could run through all the people that we've had on Just a Minute, But what I
Yeah.
decided to do was to pick out some resources that maybe aren't so commonly brought up,
Good
and
idea.
are ones that actually Camilla yesterday brought up a couple of different techniques and things that she uses. So I've got beside me, it's a sand timer. It's a sand timer. This one is a 5-minute sand timer, but you can get smaller ones, and ultimately useful for helping students go through exam technique. We're always talking about making sure that they get timing correct. So either a big clock version, or I like an old-fashioned sand timer.
Yeah. Good idea.
These little books, which I feel have not been mentioned. So these are Peter Robson's, and he's got a series of them. This is the first one. I used these when I was doing the 11 plus, so these are actually my original copies.
So I see those. I see Peter Robson mentioned an awful lot. I don't know how he passed me by, but he did, as did Robert Lomax at the time. But I do hear so many good things about those books. And what's so good about them, Gemma?
I really like the fact that, I'm going to see if I can find you. So here we are. It's got all my writing on it, unfortunately.
Right.
But it has an A, B, and a C. And so they get harder as they go along. And that means that if you've got a student who is really struggling with the idea, you start at A, you go B, you go C. They've also got really nice instructions down one side. So every page has one page of instructions, one page of increasing difficulty of questions. So I really like Peter Robson. I use them even with my secondary school students. If they're struggling, if they've got gaps, that will be where I start.
Oh, they look really good.
I
love the explanation part.
Yeah, it's really helpful.
Yeah.
I've also bought my whiteboard, because it's one of those things when students are struggling with 11 plus, getting them on a whiteboard as opposed to on paper can make it more fun. So whether you've got one in the back of the car to do spellings, because I do that occasionally with my students, whether you have it at home and you play a game where you all reveal your answers, ultimately whiteboards are more fun than using paper, and they're also reusable.
Yes, absolutely.
And the last thing that I use are cuisinart rods. So Camilla yesterday was talking about fraction circles that she uses, and it reminded me of these guys. I've got tiny ones, but a lot of my students have bigger ones, and they are different lengths. So you get like a length like this, and then you get a length like this, and it's really useful to try and explain fractions, decimals, percentages. So you can, there's loads of things you can do with them in math, but we usually use them for fractions, decimal, percentages, and looking at how much of something. So if you're looking at 7/8, is that really bigger than 3/4, and by how much? So cuisinarts can be really, really useful. They appear a little bit odd because they're just essentially sticks, coloured sticks, but they can be really helpful.
Yeah, and it's very simple things that can offer an awful lot of assistance. Like you say, yeah. Brilliant. Okay.
There we are.
This is a good one. Top tips, Gemma.
Okay. So if I'll try and start with year 4. So for year 4, all about foundations. You've got to have them strong. It's a sandcastle, essentially. If you don't have a nice strong foundation, it's all gonna fall apart. And it might last a little while, but under pressure, it will fall apart. So make sure you get those foundations. Also, kind of a pre-year 4, but make sure that your child is used to doing work outside of school, because it can be really hard to go from doing nothing to suddenly doing loads of 11 plus practice. And that can be really hard for some students, because if they've not had homework set, they're just not used to doing it. For year 5 parents, really use all the stuff in the 11 plus journey. I feel like I'm probably giving a almost self-promotion there, because a lot of the videos are featuring me, but I know that there's so much information out there, and the team works really hard to make sure that students and parents get that access. So do look through the videos, do ask us questions. All of the admin are really, really keen to answer your questions. And then for year 6, I actually know that I did a video a couple of years ago with you, which I send out to my students now, which is about what to do just before the 11 plus. So all about making sure that your child is confident and goes in confident and goes in relaxed, and they feel like they know what they're doing. They feel top of the world. So those are my kind of top tips.
Absolutely. And just to reiterate, like Gemma said, guys, everything that you need is in this group. It's in the 11 plus journey, and it's not that difficult to find it. So don't be afraid just to have a little look around, look at guides, look at videos. You know, you don't have to scroll through reams and reams to find what you need. You can search for it. There's hashtags, there's loads of things. So yeah, great tips, Gemma. Oh, what are you working on now?
Okay, so the Education Hotel has expanded a little bit. We used to just do one-to-one tuition, but this summer we've run our own group courses. So these are running at the moment. We're in the second week and we are a sold out math course. So next week we've got English, and then we've got a verbal and non-verbal. Unfortunately, the verbal non-verbal is also sold out. So we're bringing out some group courses. We've got some group stuff coming on interviews. We've also got some downloadable resources, which again we're starting to let people know about. And in terms of printing, I have recently published kind of a little vocabulary book. At the moment, it is being sent out to Education Hotel students, but it is in its kind of tweaks and additions. So it will soon be available on Amazon, as will the planners. So those are the things we're working on.
Brilliant. And like, so they will all be available on Amazon. Do you know when, Gemma?
Imminently. really imminently.
Amazon can be a bit flaky. I know that as well. So, oh no, that's really exciting. And can I just ask, Gemma, are your courses all online, or do you do any face-to-face now?
So currently our courses are online. We will be looking, as the years go on, as we move away from COVID, we will be looking to do some face-to-face. But at the moment, we're all online for our group courses.
Okay, and when you go face-to-face, will you still be based around the Oxford area?
Oxford and London. So we do Northwest London. The Education Hotel has a little hub down there. So our group courses, if they were to go face-to-face, it would be in Northwest London.
Okay, and so in Northwest London, what are the sort of main state grammars that you would cover there?
So a place like QE Barnet is fairly high up there. We get kind of Latimers. We get quite a lot of students who are looking at both private and state grammars as well. So ultimately, that's kind of
Does that cover Henrietta Barnet as well then? Yeah, because that's the school that, you know, I see an awful lot of people asking for advice from. So guys, the Education Hotel can help you with Henrietta Barnet and those really tricky state grammar schools, as well as Indies. Brilliant. Okay, so this is my question now. So Gemma, if this is our trivia quiz question, and it's the bit that I really like because I want to pretend I'm on Radio 4. If you were on the mastermind, what would your specialist subject be and why? And I know you said you've got two, so go on.
Yeah, although there's probably one that a lot of people say, which would be Harry Potter, because I am of that generation. I grew up with Harry Potter, so my knowledge of that is particularly good. Most of my students will know I have Harry Potter stickers all over my laptop and everything. So I definitely would be an area. The other one would be butterflies. I am really into kind of insects and creepy crawlies generally, but butterflies has been since I was really, really young. So kind of the Latin namings and life cycles, and that's what got me into science.
Wow, how brilliant! Insects. But you did you do biochemistry though?
I did. I'd moved into biochemistry, but
so not biology then. But
no,
wow.
No, in the end, not. But yeah, butterflies is kind of my secret interest.
Oh, what that's amazing! I had no idea. What a beautiful interest. So. There's a place not far from where I live, actually, in Farnham, called, I think it's Bird World. But you can go and it might be a different place, but you can go and see all the butterflies and hatching and how they fly when the sun comes on them, and they're absolutely beautiful. But I mean, they are in sort of big glass cages, so that's probably not very nice. But yeah, how lovely! I love seeing them when I walk the dogs, and I have to stop Ziggy eating them.
Oh,
He never catches them, but he tries. Oh, how lovely. Oh, Gemma, well, it's been absolutely lovely to talk to you. It's brilliant to hear that you guys, I've got these exciting publications coming up. And maybe one day we'll actually get Saba to talk. Saba, are you hearing about what you're doing? Because it's amazing. But if not, I can go on and talk for you, Saba. So yeah, I'd be really excited and can't wait to see these new resources. You'll have to shout about them when they're ready, Gemma, and come and show us.
We will be. I will be back talking about them and showing pictures of them and letting you know. There's a couple of little sneak peeks that we've got coming up on the Education Hotels website and on our Facebook. But ultimately, it's kind of a keep your ears open, because it will be over the next couple of weeks that we'll be shouting about them and getting them out there just before our students start that Year 5 process.
Exciting. Thanks ever so much, Gemma. It's been brilliant.
Perfect. Thanks very much. And just for anybody who is watching, if you want to be here, if you want to be in my position, we are always looking for resource providers, and we're looking for people to talk to about what they do. So if you produce a resource, or like me, you're starting to do so, do get hold of us at the 11 Plus Journey at 11plusjourney@gmail.com, and you could be here being interviewed. All right then, guys, thanks very much. As we said, let us know if you're watching it on replay. I'll come and answer any questions. All right then, thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye, Gemma. Bye, everybody.